taxes in decades, and new infrastructure.
Okay. Oh wait, this is
Yeah, you remember that?
that's okay. So that's the ghost hand. That's the ghost, isn't it? That's
It
the
is. And
ghost.
remember, it would
Uh-huh.
do that sort of weird effect,
Uh,
which we didn't even have that. That particle effect is not ours. It's
not
like
ours. No.
base UDK stuff somewhere, but that ghost would make that happen occasionally.
That's crazy. Reminds me of someone being like beamed up
Yeah,
in
that's
Star Trek.
wasn't it like when it was porting in, or no, that would just continue to happen in a cycle, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. So one of the we mentioned this before. The ghost. This was the ghost, and you can see the pair of hands here.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, of the ghost. So initially we had as we were testing, we had we had gotten our hands on some hands meshes. Um,
That
they
was
were,
So
I
you
believe
just
they were for
threw
Alexander.
meshes of hands in there.
Well, yeah, we used to have another artist and animator
Yeah,
who
we
was
had
with
an
us.
animator, Xander Laurie, who we went. He was a fellow alumni from UAT, and he was occasionally doing animation for us for the pair of hands. He also modeled the pair of hands, but he also is like a beekeeper and teaches like karate around the world. So
Ah.
um, he was super busy, and I think us asking for like make an animation where the guy pushes a button was just not cool on his radar. Which I don't blame him. I mean, he was like in China or something, and
Oh,
we're like,
jeez.
hey, can we get like a thumbs up animation?
It's like, uh,
Yeah, wasn't the pushing button animation like this, like a swing, wasn't it? And
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah, a lot of it was just kind of phoned in because I think he was busy being a scientist and an instructor. So
yeah, right. But he does these. He did make us these arms. So we had these arms in for a while, and so you couldn't actually see the arms
mm-hmm.
unless you played any of the animations.
Mm.
For the ghost for some reason would spawn with them. So the ghost was later was the ghost is a copy of the player. It's like an exact replica. And this was early on when we first started seeing the ghost. I think we were getting messages, weren't we? Like we were getting double messages
we
in
were
the
getting double
uh,
messages, and when I was
uh-huh.
checking the Kismet debugging code, we would get like multiple touch events on certain triggers, which didn't make any sense because we're only one pawn, so we should only be getting one touch event, and instead we'd get multiples, or it would like that level in Tomb Raider. Towards the end, the first Tomb Raider, where there's like a Laura Croft with no skin that you have to like trick into a pit of lava. Similar to that, this pawn would try to follow you or mimic you, and it would fall down into lower sections of the hive and touch triggers down there,
Mm.
making like sound effects go off or elevators move. It was
Uh-huh.
very strange.
Now,
Yeah. I,
w- we're not going to run into the ghost anymore, correct? Or no one's going to run into something like this in the final version.
no, I hope God not. You
Every time
shouldn't.
there's a
You shouldn't.
strange, unexplainable problem, though, I think we both have the same thought, which is like, oh shit, like the ghost is there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Every single time something goes wrong, one of the first things I think is, oh shoot, that damn ghost.
It's the
Because it
ghost.
kept coming back. That's one of the worst things about it. It kept so it did it first, and we send ourselves like well, I send Joseph to his annoyance like 1,000 client messages whenever something happens in the game, and we kept getting like doubles of each message, which
Hmm.
shouldn't happen, and that's when we first kind of started finding out that there was another player in, and then we saw this going on
Ah.
with the hands just sort of teleporting in and then disappear and then teleport in again like this over
Yeah,
and
it was
over
that
again.
Nova effect over and over. It was just like it would get trapped teleporting in. I think that was after you wrote the kill code to off the ghost, and then it would just spawn back in, and then it would die and spawn back in. Yeah,
It was.
that's two pairs of ghosts with the half lift.
Yeah, and then eventually somehow the ghost began evolve. So when ghosts, we started getting two ghosts, and they started following the player because before they would do the player's moves, right, like Joseph was saying, and they would trigger stuff somehow like downstairs because they were like copying the players. Eventually, they start following the player of like their own accord.
It's like, hi, how you doing? I'll just scratch your back while you're walking along. We do your
And
hair.
Thing is, they would try to kill you.
Oh,
They
well,
they would
okay.
run up to you and try to push you off the
Yeah,
environment.
they had collision or something, so
Yeah.
they would try to. It was like they had an AI command to move to this position, the player's position,
I
and
was
because
like,
they just kept moving against you, if you wasn't careful, it would just push you like down one of the shafts in the hive, and now you're dead.
I thought you were gonna say they try to kill you and they come through and like puncture your chest, like they try to impale themselves through your
No,
chest cavity.
nothing that cool. It was just more like
Oh.
it was a force of collision moving against you. So you can get around it, or if you're like already at an edge and you turn around and realize, oh, there's the ghost, you're already dead.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I believe it started happening around the same time we added that lift right there. See, this is I
Right.
think one of the first instances of the lift correctly. And the thing with the lift was the lift was also a ghost. The lift
Oh,
was
okay.
sentient as well.
Well,
The
for a
lift would like
while,
start
instead of those
chasing.
arms spawning, it was like once you activated the lift and then got away from it, the lift was one of those pairs of arms. It was just using the mesh of the lift, and then now the lift will run at you and try to push you.
That's
Yeah,
that's kind of scary.
yeah, it was this giant possessed lift right at you. That's kind of nerve wracking. This no, that's not that's but the ghost hands. Yeah, we eventually we did manage to love it, and by we mean I did. By giving it like just I started giving it a kill code. That's when the teleportation started happening. Was when I give it a kill code.
Mm-hmm.
I believe what I started doing was whenever the player would spawn in, I would check for all other instances of like of any type of pawn UDK uses. So like a controlled character, I guess we would say.
Okay.
And I would check for any other instance because we won't have any other instance, right? We only have
Should
the
be
player.
just the player.
Yeah.
It's a single
So-
player game.
Yeah. With multiplayer ghost madness.
Exactly.
That's a pretty cool title of a game, though.
Multiplayer ghost
Yeah.
madness.
Yeah.
All right, that's our
Yeah,
next.
it
That's
is.
your next project. Get to work now.
MGM.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wait, we'll get sued.
Wait, nobody's getting sued here.
Oh man.
Yeah. That kill command, it worked in that it was killing it, but it didn't work in that the ghost was still spawning you just infinitely now. So eventually, I started killing it via the by grabbing the whole controller, I guess, of the player, like the controls of the player, I guess. You know, what would the sentience that the player is controlling the characters, because these had some sort of sentience going on. And I killed them off before the game would begin. I would just grab everything, and right now it still has it. There's a every couple seconds it's doing a check to make sure nothing else is spawning. Just because I'm kind of paranoid about it now. That there's this code in there. Every few seconds it checks if there's something else besides the player, and if there is it is it. I
Gotcha.
eventually had to add that because but that I actually added in later because for the other code the ghost was gone for a while, and then it came back.
Oh, it missed you guys.
Yeah, and I think it came back when we were doing the console, right, Joseph?
Yeah, because it was entering in the same thing you was entering it. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it is you essentially. It's just like delayed, or even if it's at the same time. So the console would say, it was bad syntax because it's entering in what you enter in, which is incorrect, because that's like twice.
Yeah.
So you would get
So-
2 error messages for everything that you would enter in.
I see. So it was doubling everything up. Even if you
Yeah.
couldn't see it, it was just a reiteration of everything you were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So all the consoles would just fail, or if you did get a success message by some miracle, then it would be like 2 success messages, or one would be a success and the other one would fail. Yeah, it was weird because I had to do lots of stuff to the console to try to get rid of what that error was before Joseph realized it. Oh, it's actually the ghost that's activating the console also.
Yeah. So, and I got rid of all the other stuff. The ghost was actually technically still spawning. So it was still, it was like just saying, it's the player. It's you, but stronger and invisible.
Yeah, you are the ghost.
Right.
Yeah,
You are the ghost.
Exactly. So that it was entering all the commands you were into the console, and that's when I found out that the ghost was back. And I never actually resolved that by getting rid of the ghost. I resolved that by making another check with the console. So another console checks to make sure you're the player,
Not the
and
ghost.
I think that's not the player. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
technically,
show that snippet of a comment that you was pushing to the screen. I took a
One.
screenshot of that.
Oh, here we go. this was when I was testing the ghost,
Zoom.
trying to kill it off.
So that's the
this
ghost
was left by-
responding, "I'm alive."
This is him
That
killing
would
himself,
just
but
pop
he has
up if it did
no name.
spawn again, and then he had it doing like a check to see if it spawned, then he would kill it. So those comments would just fill up my log with killed himself, I'm alive, killed himself, I'm alive, killed himself.
I'm alive.
So yeah, that's this. Yeah, I said like I left him some code that I would keep checking to see if he was alive. This were some comments I was sending if he was alive. But the thing is, it would get the thing that killed itself, and as you can tell, there's nothing there. There's no one killing himself, but he is killing himself.
Yeah, killed himself
that was
is native code, and that's supposed to follow a handler for that pawn. So it should say like bot whatever killed himself, or player 1 killed himself, and instead it was just blank killed himself.
Yeah, and that was the freakiest thing when I first saw it. I was like, holy shit, it's killing itself.
It's not that bad of a world.
And they just respond, I'm alive, kill himself. I'm alive, kill I'm alive. So
I'm alive.
he kept coming back to life. And
He missed you.
What the main issue is, I think it is, it's artifacting code with UDK, the native code. Because UDK by default is Unreal Tournament, right?
Right.
So it seems like someone there, what was happening was that the Unreal code was still overriding some of our current code. So it was
Gotcha.
spawning in bot players as if it was an Unreal Tournament match, right?
UnderEarth
that's so-
tournament.
Yeah.
Just push people
And,
off the
but I
hive. Be
had
like,
said-
boop.
That's the whole point of the game. Yep. People push back off the hive, kill yourself and freak people out by not telling them
You're alive.
who killed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Wonder who killed himself.
Yeah. Well, who's that alive? Who knows how many people are here? But someone killed themselves.
yeah. So that's so that's what was going on with it. It was somewhere the Unreal Tournament was artifacting and it was spawning like a bot into the game. That's not.
I would like to inject here a bit of just the information that has been laid out thus far with all the epic amounts of trolling and whatnot. I will present to you, Maris, or anybody that watches this, with all this time that's been spent on trolling. isn't it possible that Joseph had invented this ghost thing to freak everybody out, meaning really just me and the other level designer? And that's what the point of this is. I mean, it stalls the progress of the game. It may be some game breaking stuff that comes out later, like after it's released, and it's all just a big epic troll.
It also tastes purple.
Yeah, I didn't put the screenshot of the purple tasting here.
Shit.
It's in copy, but
okay.
I think I have it on my computer too.
Everybody should have some code that tastes purple.
Yeah, they should.
No, so what? But just consider what Joseph's suggestion. He's suggesting that from the beginning, because this was like when we started the game, that I had some long-term plan for like a few years to keep trolling everybody by inventing this ghost that I would seemingly get rid of, only for me, I guess, to bring him back and be like, oh, he's back again. Hey, look, oh, spooky. See?
Well, you do live under a bridge, so, because the amount of trolling that you do is pretty epic.
It is. So with that in mind, I mean, wouldn't this be for you like the crowning achievement?
No, the crowning achievement is just having arms that pop up and just slap you off the side of a ledge every couple seconds. You respawn, it's like boop, gone. And you're back up, you're like, I'm alive, boop, gone.
Is where you didn't see the ghost, but it was there. And then he decided the easiest way to be able to spot this ghost was to append the arms to the ghost. And then I thought the ghost was just gone, and I would be testing for, a good 5 minutes or something, and I would turn around, there's the arms right behind me. And they behave so strangely.
If I was...
What?
Like... Hello?
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can't cut off there.
Well, he said you started talking. He said what?
Oh no, I heard him like cut off and stopped. Yeah, but yeah, it would be a crowning achievement of trolling if I did do that. But no,
I think it'll all be sorted out like next time you come here. If I just have like my whole office turned into this crazy like plastering of information about this ghost. I've uncovered a conspiracy.
I think what you need to do is get a bunch of mannequin arms and just cover your walls with mannequin arms reaching out at you.
I think I know what the ghost means now.
I understand.
Oh,
He was trolling the whole time. And there's I think that's all the ghost stuff, right? So I think that's all. That's all the experiences I took of it.
That one weird artifacting color scheme was ghost related.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
It was. That's right.
It happened to me.
I remember now. Yeah, this was one of the weirdest things with the ghost.
So
Like,
what
it was
are we
missing-
looking at in this screenshot? Because it's hard. It's definitely hard to see. Because the
This is
colors
the,
are
UD
off.
Yeah, this is the UDK editor. This is
Okay.
me playing in the game. Seeing overlaid. Yeah, this is but see, you can kind of see. I'm pointing. See me pointing. See John's beautiful walls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the hive chamber.
That's the actual.
Yeah,
Oh.
the same one that the other tests were ran in. I can see the half-life,
Yeah,
like an exclamation point over it.
yeah. That's the exclamation point. That's no, it's not. That just looks like it. It's actually connect right here. This overlay. This
It's like an
overlaying
exclamation
scene.
point, like they spotted Snake.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. It is an exclamation point.
Yeah.
No, I think it is like just more of that stuff that's below it too. It's like these weird lines, but either way, that's not an effect that we have in the game. That's not an
No,
effect
this is
at all.
the Yeah, this is the editor. I mean, the scene that was in this scene overlapped the actual scene you're playing in. Like basically, the image froze over the scene, and then when I started playing, it sort of blended in with it and started doing this.
Yeah, he
And
kept trying to explain it to me, and I was just like, no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
And then he took the screenshot, and I was like, oh, holy shit.
it does happen.
yeah, this was also ghost related. As it turned out, the ghost was we have some post processing volumes, I believe, and such. Well, I mean, we do. I believe it was the ghost was like messing with the volumes because he was overlapping. So he would activate them, and the player would activate them at the same time, or
Oh no.
something like that. And then this would happen.
Yeah, so it's like a Uber post-process event.
That's crazy that it was doing that.
Yeah, and at that point we're like, oh, he's trying to corrupt the game. We're cursed. Shut it
You're just
down.
trolling. It's all right.
Shut it.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah, this was one of the weirder things that happened.
Yeah, that's real weird. Real weird.
Yeah. There's no other way to explain it really. It's just weird. And this was you in the game, and this was overlaid across top of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think there is an alternate explanation, which I already presented earlier.
Right. I trolled again.
Yes, you
By
trolled again. You're
overlaying
trying to
this
sabotage. Wait, are
stuff.
those the tiles on
Yeah.
that wall?
Yeah.
Ah, John's wall. I say.
Yeah, John's. That's why I said John's wall.
It was the first thing that he
Stop.
made specifically for UnderEarth, and it was, I still think that they're...
You look, it's on the floor too.
Yeah, oh yeah, the whole everything was blocked out in BSP, and then I went through when I was making it all modular, so each area could be filled out. I just changed it all to his tiles.
Ah.
Yeah. Don't
And
don't
anytime
tell
you seen a screenshot, if he could find one of those tiles, he would just bitch and bitch.
I think
Go ahead.
I think for a while there, if I remember right, Joseph and I were planning a John mode where everything in the game was John's tiles.
Well, I was gonna
Where was
say
that?
next time you send, just keep sending him, like, if you email him, send him an attachment of a picture of the tile. If you send him a screenshot, just stick a tile in there. Just like Photoshop it on.
Yeah, we should change our UnderEarth chat picture
To a
and
tile.
type to the tile.
Do you think he'd even notice that?
No, I mean, you have to have it in full mode to even see the picture.
That's true.
Because I kept seeing that Kyle was changing pictures, and I kept thinking, like, well, where do you even see that kind of thing?
Yeah. And then this is something else I did. I made this image.
Oh wow! Look at
Before
the
that.
difference in that.
Yeah, after that. That's the half lift.
Before is the sort of base design for the promenade, with all the workout gear and blah blah blah, and then he got the lift to work, even though he says he lifted not even once. But see, he catamarie'd the whole entire scene. He scooped everything up with the lift. All those yellow points are where he lifted something, and he was lifting walls and ceiling tiles.
I see that. I like the black tiles that are over there.
That's not even a black tile. That's a missing wall unit.
Oh, and the missing floors.
Yeah, it's Oblivion down below there. He took the wall. He took the floor.
I think
You took two of the floor because there's another hole after that.
Yeah, and see
Yeah,
the big giant ass pile he has in front of him, like he's trying to roll a dung ball.
He's Katamari Demancing.
Oh yeah, that's the dumbbell you have
That's
there.
the treadmill. The lift right in front of it. This was when I was first making the lift. I just wanted to show Joseph that was working. So show this.
It's working now. Here, let me take your floor off. Let me pick some
Yeah,
floor
it
up.
operates in a totally different way now, but before somehow, see what was blowing my mind is that all the things that are there are static meshes, which means by their nature, they don't ever do anything. They're not dynamic. They're static. Lighting, all that gets baked and it's just there. That object never moves, and he was picking up static meshes with the forklift. Like breaking what is essentially the rules of the game, the editor, I mean, which is that they're static. They don't do anything. You can't even swap a material on a static mesh because it's static.
Right.
But he moved him.
He just comes in and picks everything up and just...
Take?
Yeah, he's like, I don't care.
So there's that. You see the difference here. See.
Now, is the lift
That's how
already
you
in this
look like.
room?
No,
No.
He just stuck it in?
Yeah, he just put a lift in the promenade and
Actually, I didn't put it in here. I walked it down there from the very top.
Oh, he walked it down.
Yeah.
oh yeah, he had it for a
I was
while.
lifting
You could like
everything
fly the lift around.
I mean, I
That's
guess
what
that's
makes it tall
convenient
stuff.
for, like, pushing it around and, like, getting it to different areas.
Yeah, or he would just dump it over the side and it wasn't set to do anything, so your player would still be attached to it and you wouldn't take any fall damage. So you could just drop, the quarter of a mile down or whatever from the hive and then be at the bottom with the half lift.
Yeah. One time I picked up the entire that John was showing you earlier, that whole generator.
Mm-hmm.
I picked that up once.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, the Terra, the turbine.
The turbine, remember? And
Yeah.
the core.
Yeah.
Oh, and you
Turbine, the
picked the
core.
core
I
up.
picked those
Oh,
up. Yeah. Picked them up.
Well,
But
at least
as
we
I
know
show, it's
everything's
still
being
tough.
tested.
Yeah.
Everything's being tested. And then the question is like, well, this works. How can we break it?
In case the player ever learns how to pick everything else up that you can't actually pick up, just gotta make sure we know what happens. And this one, this is the trippy one. This is this is from magnet plates. This is actually sideways.
Okay.
That's what's going on here. See the side of the whole hive and everything.
And there's arms.
Oh, yep, you can see arms here. This was when we were testing out the magnet plates.
Okay.
There was like complex vector math involved, so I had to see what a player's position was at all. And the way I was doing that was I was drawing these debug line across everywhere to get each color represented a different direction, a different. So wherever that color was pointing at, that's what the player's current rotation. And I needed that to go ahead and actually get the math right, so the player rotating right when he was climbing everywhere. And the thing is, when I gave the codes, Joseph, I never removed them.
Oh.
So
It came
It's
in
just
handy
the amount.
having all those traces being ran though when we was trying to figure out. You would just detach from the magnet plates like for what appeared to be no reason, which is what that blue, purple, red, and green swirl is. Is where I was attached to the plates
And then falling off.
and then I was like spinning and falling. So it was that. It's the magnet plates are a genius thing anyway, just because like in its infancy, I was able to walk like down a 90-degree slope and then like loop around. I mean, I would just put a plate out in the middle of nowhere and be able to run all around it 360 degrees. Which most of the stuff we read on forums and stuff was just saying, it's not possible and you can't unlock the pitch for the camera and whatnot. And he got it to work fairly quick, but there was an issue with like having multiple magnet plates touching. Like, is there a lip that the player's going to hit? Is there some sort of collision unit somewhere that they'll come into contact with? And at those points, the code would just shit itself, basically.
Yeah.
I had lots of screenshots that made it look like the hive had a big giant red mohawk because it was just is behaving strangely.
I
Yeah,
remember the early iteration of those in the Alpha I played. Like, you could walk everywhere. I was walking around the outside. I was all up and down the outside in the pit, obviously.
Yeah,
But,
we wasn't even aware of that issue until you had.
until I showed it off. I'm like, look what I could do. I just went
You
everywhere.
didn't even show it off. You just said it multiple times during the broadcast, and I remember like every time you said it, I would like pull on my collar and look at Joseph like, what the fuck is she talking about? And then when you explained it better, that you could just walk everywhere.
No, she did show us though. She did show in the broadcast. Remember?
Did she?
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
remember
she showed it
when
in
I
the
walked
podcast.
up onto one of the lips, like, it used to, like, any lip, it would pop your character, like, onto it. So even if it was, like, a 1-inch lip that you were trying to walk over to walk around something, you'd, like, flip over upside down and then to the side and then up. But you could walk anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were amazed by it, which we was happy about. But then when you kept saying like you can go literally everywhere, me and him was just like, oh shit, what is she talking about? That's not right.
On plus side though, it did mean that we fixed issues like this.
Yeah, I
See,
didn't
where you would.
I didn't fall off at any time or that, but I was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, and if you look close enough, the original trailer for Project Greenlight, it actually still has those traces in it. So the fall sequence, those traces are propagated every 3 seconds or something. And in the trailer, if you're looking for it, you can see those traces popping out as the player's falling to his death.
Ah.
I seen it from like the first time I uploaded the video and was like, oh god damn it. Of course I didn't see it before during all the
No,
edits.
of course you did. That's what happens.
Yeah, it was
Then
only
you-
after the upload, and then I told Joseph, and he couldn't see it, and then he did spot it. It's there, but since you're falling, it happens a lot less rapidly than there. Those are set to trace your movement, and then on the magnet plates, they're tracing like all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Make
See the.
moments.
Yeah. The red means it's working, and then any other color means something's going wrong. Oh shit. Yeah.
No, jeez.
You can see right here. He got right here. He fell off. He twisted in the air, and then he
He'd go.
over here somehow.
I ghosted so I could
Oh,
check
okay.
the path. It was the only way to see it because you
Okay.
die, and then you got no information now. You're dead. So I would have to ghost out and then like try to take a look at the path, which is I guess why you can see arms. I can't explain the arms really, but
It's Ghost.
The ghost.
Ghost.
what the hell's a
ghost
ghost do?
came back.
He didn't even get the magnet boots.
He doesn't need the magnet
This-
boots.
I
The
guess
Ghost
not.
doesn't
They're
need
still
your
hot.
magnet boots.
If you have
Think-
magnet boots, the ghost has magnet boots.
Yes.
That'd be a rough game. Like any armament you get, now the ghost has.
Could you? Yeah, that would be a tough game.
Yeah.
That's another new project to work on.
Right. What's it called again? Multiplayer Ghost.
Madness.
Madness? Yeah.
MGM.
No, we're
we
not
don't
using
say that.
MGM. That's copyrighted. We don't want to get sued. Come on now.
We believe tomorrow starts today. All across the state, the economy is growing with creative new business incentives, the lowest taxes in decades, and new infrastructure.